Hello, this is Mikolaj Kuta, aka Splitter. It has been almost a month since my last video post, and what I'm showing here is what I've been doing in the meantime. This is the IK that I've been developing, or rather one of the IKs I've been testing lately. The objective was to create a good IK for character animation, and although the robot legs aren't the best example for character animation, it's still good enough to check the rotation, the twist that the limbs have to endure. Okay, so first off we have a classic cyclic coordinate descent. So what this basically does is has several iterations going. Each iteration goes from the tip of the leg to the bottom and rotates toward the end effector on each passing bone. So it results in this. Now this is a good beginning. However, it is a pretty heavy, actually very heavy algorithm. The main problem being that it has to pass through each bone and rotate all of its child and update them. So also it suffers from a problem, as you can probably already start to see. If the end effector is too close, you can see it rotate right there, and this is one of the problems I wanted to solve. So in one of Chris Hacker's runs, he mentioned that in Spore he didn't use the bone rotation. He just ignored it and only used position, which was actually a pretty good idea. So after that, the first thing I tried out is the Verlet I-key solver. So here I changed the I-key, and as you can see, it rotates a lot less. It doesn't have the same problem, and it's giving better results than the cyclic coordinate descent. It still sometimes rotates when it's really close. Yeah, like that. But it's nowhere near as bad. It has bigger problems with following the arc sometimes. That even if it can reach, then it still will be quite away. So I tried to solve that by simply ignoring completely the physics in Verlet IK and developing my own that I haven't seen anywhere else. So this basically goes from the tip of the leg to the bottom, and it simply pushes the bone tip right to the certain distance. It's basically like if you had the Verlet IK with infinitely strong springs, and the results are pretty good. Here maybe not. However, it suffers from the same problems as the Verlet IK sometimes. The Verlet IK, since it's a physics program, since it's a physics simulation, it can explode in some cases, especially if it's very near. This doesn't ever explode. However, as you could see there, it had some problems with rotation. So the fourth IK solver that I created was basically going back to the roots, doing a cyclic coordinate descent, but this time instead of actually rotating the bones, I would only take the positions of each bone end and kinda rotate that around its root. So the bone itself wouldn't be rotated, only the tip. And it also results in a much easier, much lighter algorithm compared to the classical CCD. It is still heavier than my own or the Verlet, my own being lighter than a Verlet, but as you can see here, well, it was giving good results. Now it's not, apparently. So yeah, it seems this is a very close case. Here you can see that the rotation isn't as spiked. I'm gonna show the prototype. Actually, in this one, the prototype. But yeah, I've been experimenting with these IK solvers for quite some time, and I think for most part the one I developed on my own, at least I haven't heard of one that has been developed in the same way, gives pretty good results and could be used for generic foot placing or just hand to gun without any problem. It doesn't support rotational constraints as the classic CCD does. In fact, none of the new ones support, because that would require, of course, rotating the constraints, but since we're completely ignoring rotations, then we don't really have any reference frame. Okay, now I wanted to make a small announcement that the robot game is not gonna continue. I'm not gonna continue working on that because basically it doesn't have any paperwork done behind it. I didn't create any plan, long-term plan, any short-term plan even. I don't have any ideas for any sort of innovative gameplay that I would like to see. So I'm gonna discontinue that. And the same is gonna happen to the Dragon game that I've been developing in the beginning of this year, and practically for the same reasons. I just don't know where to go from here to make that interesting. In fact, I don't even know what the gameplay. I have some specific scenes in mind or gameplay examples, but I don't know how to tie them together, and this has been holding me back for quite a while, and I haven't been able to make any game because I've been trying to focus on this too and failing. So from now on, what I'm gonna do is try to every week or every 2 weeks make small prototype. Maybe not if I don't even know if 2 weeks would be, but from time to time I'm gonna make small prototypes, and the goal of these prototypes is to develop a small game, like 1 hour, 2 hour game. Basically what I'll try to do is develop a small prototype every now and again, check if it's good enough, if the gameplay is fun, and if it is, then I'll try to flesh it out into a game. Short one, but still. And yeah, basically so far my biggest problem was the lack of organization, so now I'm gonna take this thing really seriously and organize everything, create documents, drawings, whatever, level plans, and whatever else I need to make it. I'm still not sure if I'll go with my own engine or Unity or UDK. I don't really like Unity for some reason, maybe because of the scripting. UDK also I have problem with scripting, but I might try to learn again. Try if I can do anything for prototyping, because it will be a lot easier for me to make something in one of the engines that already has a user base, that already has many tools developed for it. So yeah, maybe today I'll still upload a video of the cancelled Dragon game, mostly to put it in my portfolio, and I also explained this more of the situation. from about the prototypes. So yeah, see ya next time.